Materials handling consists of activities concerned with moving materials inside a plant or inside a warehouse, for instance. And when we look at different ways of moving, we have some different types of equipment, for instance, like trucks. Here we have some examples of different trucks where you have a manual truck called the lift truck or a low loader made for transportation just on the floor level. But then you can have stackers where the truck is used to do heavy lifting up to higher levels of stack storage, for instance. You can also have, if you have extremely heavy things to lift, you have what we call a counterbalance truck, where you have a large counterweight back on the truck to be able to lift really heavy things. If you have a picking operation, you may want a truck that can transport a picker and also some sort of vessel where you can put picked items while you are picking them, and also that can lift you high up if you have a high stacking warehouse, for instance. You can also look at some different conveyor systems. These are systems that are fixed and installed in the warehouse or in the plant. And you can have systems based on roller tracks or chain links, for instance. And you have different examples here. First, you have roller tracks in a warehouse for horizontal movement, and then you have in production, which is maybe the thing we think about most when we see systems like this. We think about things moving around in a plant in some way. And you can also use chains to transport items and products, even in the ceiling, so that you can free up floor space for other types of operations. We have also a type of systems called AGVs, automated guided vehicles, and you can find these in all different sizes. They are unmanned and they are guided either by computers or by some sort of guiding cables in the floor or something like that, to that effect. We also have automated guided vehicles in ports, for instance, for automatic container handling or container transport. So you can have all different types of scales here when we talk about AGVs. Now, when we retrieve items from a storage, we have 4 distinct principles that we can do, that we can use when we do this. The first one is when we take several orders. If we have few order items per order, you can have each picker take several orders and then go and pick them at the same time in the warehouse. Of course, they need to keep track of each individual order, for instance. If you have a large number of items per order, you may want to pick the orders individually. This is the second example here, because each order may be quite complex and you need to be able to plan the picking operation of each order. If you have a large warehouse where you have different items belonging to different categories, for instance, in different zones, you may want to actually split up the picking of one order into several different runs, each to a different zone. And the fourth example here is when you have a single item being picked and transferred directly to, for instance, production or further transport to where it's needed. And this is not order-based, but more rather article-based picking.